Hey, welcome back to Perseverance Pastures. My name is Victoria, and we are continuing our Goose Cottage build this week. However, I messed up filming adding the siding that we were added to the Goose Cottage. We were working and trying to get the house done. I completely forgot to film my introduction. So this is going to be a slightly different type of video, so thanks so much for watching. Okay, so now that we have one in and it's not going to blow over, I'll show how our venting is going to go in. We decided to center it because I think that will look the best, as well as based on our very limited knowledge of wood structures and roofing and weight and everything. We believe this is strong enough the roof is strong enough to not have a center brace, as well as this video that we previously watched said the roof didn't need a center one, frame there. So we're gonna go like this, and it'll be nice and high, which is what you want in coop ventilation. You want a high ventilation. They will have a small window right there, but that is not going to be enough. Having this being nice and high will make sure any excess heat during the summer gets out and that we have good ventilation. I apologize for not filming adding the siding. I am supplementing some more video of us adding this brace because I want to discuss the siding we are using. The siding we chose to use on the walls is 1/2 inch plywood, while for the roof we will be using 3/4 inch plywood. If you have seen any of our previous videos, you may have seen one of me tearing down a shelf in our barn. That plywood that was used as the shelving part is getting a second life as roof sheathing for our Goose Cottage, which makes me really happy being able to repurpose and reuse items that we already had on our property. Okay, so it's been a whirlwind. I'm gonna really love editing this because I don't really remember what I have shown and haven't. I wanted to show more and have I had this beautiful plan in my head. However, when you get going on a project, especially one that has a time limit, it's hard to stop and be like, okay, here's what we're doing. As well as this is not a how-to video because we are very much learning how-to with this build. So I'm going to show you where we're at. I will show you one tip that I saw on Instagram. If I think I saved the post because I wanted to reference it, but this is where we're at. Rafters up. We have these supports in. The exhaust ventilation is going to go right up here, and then there'll be a second one on that end. We used 3/4 inch plywood here, and we're putting this really nice roofing tin that my dad gave us on here. I'm hoping we have enough, by the way. I counted the sheets of tin. I'm yeah, that sounds about right, without ever taking a tape measure out there. So we're gonna add another piece. My husband's cutting it right now to length, and then we'll have to do one strip piece up here on this side. I will have a video of, I think, the roofing. We're not gonna get to that today, so I'll do another vlog of that. So also, I've been working on, as you saw, we had part of the wall up earlier. Still gotta cut these pieces, but this is what I wanted to show you. So I saw this on Instagram where plywood, when it gets wet, my understanding is when it rains on this side, it doesn't penetrate it as well or as easily. But where the layers on the edges are visible, that's where you can have problems because rain falls, water gets in, makes the plywood expand. So you take caulking, run it over, and that'll actually create a seal to keep the water out. So that's what I'm doing in between, where we have to kind of jigsaw it together, as well as something I've forgotten to do this whole time. So when we mount our 1/2 inch plywood to here for the walls, we've been using screws and then a brad nailer to get the nails in. However, my understanding while doing some research is that you should when using a brad nailer. There's so much information out there. I don't know what's actually true, which is why this is not a how-to video. But what I'm gonna start doing is, we have this silicone wood adhesive. I'm gonna run along the studs to then put the plywood up there to then nail it, just to give it a more secure hold. But I mean, I shake this and there's no movement, so I think it'll be fine. But it is something I'm gonna start doing on these last pieces. And then of course we still have to do this exterior wall, which we're definitely holding off till last because we have to cut out the window and cut out the door. And then this is the last piece that we'll do, because this is where the utility door is going. So that's where we're at. I really appreciate you watching. Once again, I'm gonna love editing this because I have no idea where I'm at with vlogging, what I've shown, what I haven't, because I know for a while my battery died, so it wasn't recording. So this will be a little hodgepodge, but that's okay. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.